Lin Chen sat near the back of the hall. He was quiet, not because he was relaxed, because he had no right to panic. Rich students around him wore custom uniforms with clan badges. Some had spirit medicine prepared by their families. Some had beast blood pills to strengthen their soul before the ceremony. Some had elders watching from the upper viewing area, ready to celebrate the moment their family produced another summoner. Lin Chen had none of that. No clan, no medicine, no private training room, no safety net. For him, Awakening Day was not about honor, it was survival. A strong summon meant academy resources. It meant dungeon access. It meant beast cores. It meant a chance to climb out of poverty. A weak summon meant being pushed to support work, cleaning beast cages, carrying equipment, feeding stronger students' summons, watching others become real summoners while he stood behind them like a servant. From the front row, Zhao Wei turned around. He had been waiting for this. Zhao Wei wore a white and gold academy uniform with the Zhao clan emblem on his chest, a white tiger claw wrapped in golden flame. His family owned beast training halls, low-level dungeon rites, and private evolution labs across Qingyun City. Even before awakening, teachers already treated him like an elite. Zhao Wei looked at Lin Chen and smiled. "Lin Chen," he said loudly, "why are you hiding in the back?" Several students turned. Zhao Wei leaned back in his chair. "Come closer. If you awaken something useless, we should all see it clearly." His followers laughed. Lin Chen did not reply. Zhao Wei enjoyed that silence. Bullies always liked silence because it made them feel powerful. "Don't worry," Zhao Wei continued. "Even poor students can awaken useful summons sometimes. Maybe you will get a sewer rat. At least then you can clean drains together." The laughter spread. Lin Chen's fingers tightened on his knees. He wanted to answer, but he had learned something early. Anger without strength only becomes entertainment, so he swallowed it. Today, words meant nothing. Only the summon mattered. A teacher in a dark blue academy uniform stepped onto the stage. The hall quieted at once. "Students," the teacher said, "today is your first step as summoners. When your name is called, come forward. Place your hand on the beast soul pillar and wait for your summon." The crystal pillar pulsed with blue-white light. "Your summon will be judged by type, grade, combat value, and potential." Everyone held their breath. The teacher lifted the list. "The awakening ceremony begins." The first student walked up, trembling so badly that his shoes made noise on the floor. He placed his palm on the beast soul pillar. The crystal flashed. A silver summoning circle opened. A gray wolf stepped out, its claws shining like small blades. The screen above the stage lit up. "Summon Beast, Silver Claw Wolf. Type Beast. Grade Spirit Grade. Combat Value 130. Potential C." The hall clapped. A C potential combat summon was not genius level, but it was enough. Enough to enter the combat class. Enough to receive basic resources. Enough to have a future. The next student awakened a scarlet flame fox. Flames curled around its tail like red silk. "Summon Beast, Scarlet Flame Fox. Type Fire Beast. Grade Earth Grade. Combat Value 220. Potential B." This time the teacher smiled. An Earth-grade fire summon on Awakening Day meant academy support. Then came a stone bear, a jade serpent, a wind-horn deer, an iron-shell turtle, a black feather crow. Every summon changed the mood of the hall. Some students cried in relief. Some forced smiles when their summons were average. Some already looked defeated. Then a quiet girl stepped forward and awakened a thunder-wing eagle. Blue lightning cracked across the ceiling. Several weak summons lowered their heads. "Summon Beast, Thunder-wing Eagle. Type Flying Beast. Grade Earth Grade. Combat Value 260. Potential A. The hall exploded, a potential. She awakened and a potential flying summon. She can enter a provincial academy. Academy scouts in the viewing area immediately recorded her name. Lin Chen watched silently. The stronger the summons appeared, the more obvious the gap became. In this world, talent did not whisper. Talent announced itself. Talent forced everyone to look, and weakness was forced to sit there and watch. Then the teacher called the name everyone had been waiting for. Zhao Wei. The hall became quiet. Even students who hated him could not ignore him. Zhao Wei stood up slowly, smiling like the stage belonged to him. He walked to the beast soul pillar and placed his hand on the crystal. For one heartbeat, nothing happened. Then white light exploded. The entire hall shook. A massive summoning circle opened under Zhao Wei's feet. Pale flames rose from the ground. A low growl echoed from inside the light, deep enough to make students lean back in their seats. Then a tiger walked out. Its body was covered in white fur and black bone-like armor. Sharp bone plates grew along its shoulders and spine. Its claws burned with ghostly white fire, and its golden eyes swept over the hall like it was choosing prey. The tiger roared. The floor trembled. The screen above the stage turned gold. Summon Beast, White Bone Tiger. Type Beast. Grade Earth Grade. Combat Value 390. Potential A. For 1 second the hall was silent, then the noise exploded. White Bone Tiger. Combat Value 390. That is almost elite academy level. As expected from the Zhao clan. The teacher's face changed immediately. Zhao Wei, he said with approval, excellent. You will enter the elite combat class. Zhao Wei placed one hand on the white bone tiger's head and turned toward Lin Chen. He did not speak. He did not need to. His eyes said everything. This is the difference between us. This is power. This is what you will never have. Lin Chen met his gaze for a second, then looked away. His heart beat faster, but his face remained calm. Then the teacher called the next name. Lin Chen. The hall changed again. The excitement became curiosity. Some students leaned forward. Some whispered. Zhao Wei smiled wider. Lin Chen stood and walked toward the stage. Every step felt heavier. He could feel people watching him, watching his empty hands, watching the poor student with no clan walk toward the same pillar that had just given Zhao Wei a white bone tiger. Lin Chen stopped before the crystal. The beast soul pillar did not care how badly he needed a chance. It did not care how many nights he trained alone. It did not care how many times he swallowed humiliation. It would only reveal the result. Lin Chen placed his hand on the crystal. 1 second passed. Nothing. 2 seconds. Nothing. 3 seconds. Someone laughed quietly. Zhao Wei crossed his arms. Then the beast soul pillar gave off a weak gray light. Not gold, not red, not blue, gray. A tiny summoning circle appeared at Lin Chen's feet. It was so small that students in the back had to stand to see it. Something black crawled out. 1 ant, then another, then another. 10 black ants appeared on the stage. Each one was only about the size of Lin Chen's hand. For 3 full seconds nobody spoke. Then the entire hall burst into laughter. Ants. He awakened ants. Is that a summon or a pest problem? 10 ants. My shoe has higher combat value. Zhao Wei laughed the loudest. He walked closer to the stage and looked down at the tiny ants. Lin Chen, he said, you really surprised me. His followers laughed behind him. I thought you might awaken something weak. I did not expect the weakest. One follower lifted his foot. Should I help test their defense? The shoe lowered toward one of the ants. The ant did not run. It crawled forward and bit the sole. The bite did nothing. The student did not even feel pain, but Lin Chen saw it. That ant was tiny. That ant had no strength. That ant could be crushed with 1 step, but it still attacked. Before the shoe came down, Lin Chen crouched and covered the ants with his hand. The follower froze. Lin Chen looked up. His voice was quiet. "Don't touch them." The hall went still for half a second. Then Zhao Wei laughed harder. "He is protecting them." The teacher looked uncomfortable, but he still read the assessment. Summon Black Swarm Ant. Type Ant Swarm. Grade Mortal Grade. Combat Value 1. Potential Unknown. The words floated above the stage like a sentence. Combat value, one that was not simply weak, that was almost nothing. The teacher sighed. Lin Chen, Mortal Grade Ant Swarm, combat value almost zero. Almost zero. The laughter returned. Some students looked at Lin Chen with pity. Others looked at him like his future had already ended. Zhao Wei stepped closer and smiled. "Ant King, remember to keep your little army away from my tiger. I'm afraid it might step on them by accident." The white-boned tiger growled behind him. The 10 ants trembled slightly, but they did not hide. Lin Chen looked at them. Everyone expected him to despair, but what Lin Chen saw was different. The ant that bit the shoe crawled onto his finger and raised its tiny head. It was weak, but it had chosen to fight. At that moment, a blue-white screen appeared in front of Lin Chen. No one else reacted. Only he could see it. 10,000 Beast Evolution System activated. Lin Chen's breathing stopped. The screen changed. Host, Lin Chen. Summon detected, Black Swarm Ant. Summon type, Ant Swarm. Current grade, Mortal Grade. Current level, 1. Current swarm count, 10. Hidden bloodline detected, Ancient Devouring Ant Swarm. Special ability, Devour Evolution. Lin Chen's pupils tightened. Ancient Devouring Ant Swarm. Before he could think, the next panel appeared. Devour Evolution. The Black Swarm Ant can evolve by consuming monster flesh, beast cores, poison sacs, wings, shells, bones, blood essence, elemental organs, and rare evolution materials. Available evolution branches: Venom Ant, Flying Ant, Blade Ant, Shield Ant, Young Ant Queen, Black Blade Ant Guard. Devour Evolution Enhancement. Lin Chen's hand closed slightly. The laughter became distant. Flying ants, blade ants, venom ants, queen ants, humanoid ant warriors. Then the final panel appeared. Final evolution possibility. World-devouring ant emperor swarm. Danger level, forbidden. Growth potential, unknown. Warning. Ancient Devouring Ant Swarm is classified as a forbidden growth-type summon. If exposed too early, host may be targeted by clans, corporations, or official research groups. Lin Chen lowered his eyes. Everyone saw trash. The system saw something forbidden. The screen flashed again. Beginner mission activated. Mission: feed the Black Swarm ants their first beast core. Reward: first evolution path unlock. Reward: swarm capacity increase. Reward: basic swarm command. Then another notice appeared: Swarm Resurrection Rule. When swarm units die in battle, they do not return instantly. Dead units enter resurrection state. Estimated recovery time, 3 to 6 hours. During recovery, dead units cannot fight. Warning: heavy swarm loss will reduce combat power temporarily. Lin Chen's eyes narrowed, so the swarm was not endless. If the ants died, they would return eventually, but not during the same fight. Every sacrifice mattered. He looked at the 10 ants in his palm again. His summon did not start strong. It grew strong, but its growth method was simple: devour. Lin Chen walked down from the stage without explaining anything. Behind him, Zhao Wei called out, "Where are you going, Ant King?" Lin Chen did not turn around. Inside his sleeve, the 10 ants stopped crawling randomly. For the first time, all of them faced the same direction, as if waiting for an order. That night, Lin Chen did not sleep. Rich students could buy beast cores. Zhao Wei's white bone tiger would probably eat prepared beast meat soaked in spirit medicine before midnight. Lin Chen could not even afford one low-grade core. So he went to the only place a poor summoner could go when he had no money and no protection. Black Drain Gate. It was an abandoned low-level beast zone behind the old industrial district. Years ago, a small beast gate opened under the drainage system. Official hunters cleared most of it, but weak monsters still appeared in the tunnels. Students were forbidden to enter without supervision. That warning was exactly why no one guarded it properly. Lin Chen stood before the rusted fence. A broken sign swung in the wind. Danger, uncleared beast activity, entry prohibited. Lin Chen looked at the 10 ants crawling under his sleeve. "If we cannot buy food," he whispered, "we hunt." The ants raised their antennae. Lin Chen slipped through a gap in the fence and entered the tunnel. The inside smelled like rust, dirty water, and monster blood. A normal student with a combat summon might hesitate here. Lin Chen only had 10 ants and an old metal pipe. The system appeared. Low-level beast energy detected. Location: Black Drain Gate outer layer. Warning: host combat ability is extremely low. Recommended strategy: target wounded or isolated monsters. Lin Chen moved slowly. He did not pretend to be strong. That was how weak people died. He was weak. His ants were weak, so he had to fight like someone weak, quietly, carefully, cruelly. A scratching sound came from behind a broken wall. Lin Chen stopped breathing. A drain rat the size of a dog crawled out, its wet fur sticking to its body. One of its front paws was injured and its red eyes scanned the tunnel. The system reacted. Monster detected. Beast drain rat. Grade: low mortal. Status: injured. Weakness: left paw, eyes, throat. Beast core: none. No core. Lin Chen felt disappointment, but he did not retreat. Even without a core, it was still flesh, still experience, still food. The drain rat smelled him and rushed forward. Lin Chen swung the metal pipe. Bang! The pipe hit the rat's head, but the impact shook his arms numb. The rat only staggered. Then it opened its mouth and lunged for his leg. Lin Chen stepped back, almost slipping on the wet ground. Attack the injured paw. The 10 ants moved, not perfectly, not like trained soldiers yet, but they obeyed. 3 ants rushed to the injured paw and bit down. The rat screamed and shook its body. 2 ants were thrown away. 1 hit the wall and fell. Lin Chen's chest tightened. For 1 second he thought it died. Then the ant stood again and crawled forward. Lin Chen's fear turned into focus. He swung the pipe into the rat's jaw. The rat turned toward him. That gave the other ants enough time. 2 climbed its face. 1 reached the eye, bite. The drain rat screamed. Lin Chen raised the pipe with both hands and smashed down, once, twice. The rat collapsed. Lin Chen stood over the corpse, breathing hard. His hands were shaking. It was only a low-level monster with no core, but he had almost been bitten. The ants gathered around the corpse and began to devour. They did not eat like one beast. They spread across the body. Some went for the wounded paw. Some crawled under the fur. Some bit the eyes. Some entered through the mouth and nose, attacking soft places that a larger summon would never reach. That was when Lin Chen understood something. An ant did not need to break a monster in 1 strike. 10 ants did not need to be stronger than a wolf. They only needed to be too many to remove. The system flashed. First real battle completed. Drain rat defeated. Experience gained. Level 2 reached. Swarm capacity increased, 10 to 20. Minor trait gained, improved bite force. From the summoning mark on Lin Chen's hand, 10 new ants crawled out one by one, shaking off faint black mist. Lin Chen felt 10 new connections in his mind, 10 more lives, 10 more soldiers, 10 more teeth. He looked at the stripped corpse. Others trained one beast. He built an army. A deeper sound echoed from inside the tunnel. Click, click, drag. Lin Chen hid behind a broken concrete wall. A cave scorpion crawled out from the darkness. It was larger than the drain rat, covered in black shell armor. One side of its body was cracked and one leg dragged behind it. Purple venom dripped from its tail, burning tiny holes into the ground. The system scanned it. Monster detected. Beast cave scorpion. Grade high mortal. Status severely injured. Beast core present. Warning, poison tail remains lethal. A beast core. Lin Chen's eyes sharpened. This was what the beginner mission needed, but the cave scorpion was not alone. Behind it, 2 smaller drain rats crept out, drawn by the scent of blood. Lin Chen's heartbeat quickened. If he fought them all at once, he would lose, so he did not fight them all. He picked up a piece of broken concrete and threw it toward a side tunnel. Clack! One drain rat turned and ran toward the sound. The second rat hesitated. Lin Chen sent 5 ants through a crack in the wall. They bit the second rat's injured tail and forced it to turn away from the scorpion. The cave scorpion ignored the noise and crawled toward the first corpse. Lin Chen understood. The monsters were not allies. They were all hungry. That meant they could be used. Lin Chen waited until the second drain rat snapped at the ants, then rushed out and struck its head with the pipe. The rat turned on him. The ants climbed its legs and throat. The fight was ugly. One ant was almost bitten in half. Lin Chen took a scratch across his shoulder, but the rat fell after 3 pipe strikes. The system flashed. Drain rat defeated. Experience gained. Level 3 reached. Swarm capacity increased, 20 to 30. Minor trait gained, faster swarm reaction. 10 more ants crawled out from the summoning mark. Lin Chen had no time to celebrate. The cave scorpion had noticed him. It rushed forward with terrifying speed for an injured beast. Its pincer snapped toward his waist. Lin Chen rolled aside. The pincer crushed the wall behind him. The scorpion's tail stabbed down. Lin Chen twisted his body, but the stinger grazed his arm. Burning pain exploded under his skin. Poison contact detected. Poison spreading. Estimated safe time, 4 minutes. Recommended action, end battle quickly. Lin Chen clenched his teeth. His arm was already going numb. The cave scorpion raised its tail again. The system flashed. Weakness detected. Cracked shell. Missing leg joint. Left eye. Soft abdomen under armor. Lin Chen looked at his 30 ants. 30 ants against one high mortal scorpion, still dangerous, but no longer impossible. Split. The ants moved in 3 groups. 10 rushed toward the missing leg, 10 spread around the cracked shell, 10 stayed near Lin Chen ready to distract the face. The cave scorpion charged at him. Lin Chen backed away, forcing it to chase. The ants climbed its damaged side. The scorpion shook them off. Several ants fell. Lin Chen shouted, again. They climbed again. The scorpion raised its tail to strike Lin Chen. That was the opening. The ants on the missing leg bit down together. The damaged leg buckled. The tail strike missed. Lin Chen stepped in and smashed the cracked shell with his pipe. Crack. The scorpion screamed. Purple venom splashed across the floor. 2 ants were caught by the venom and dissolved instantly. Lin Chen's eyes changed. The system flashed. Swarm unit death detected. Dead units entered resurrection state. Estimated recovery time, 4 hours. Current available units reduced. Those ants were not instantly replaced. They would return later, but not now, not in this fight. Lin Chen felt the loss like two threads snapping inside his mind. The cave scorpion tried to retreat, but Lin Chen's voice became cold. "Hold it." The remaining ants bit into the cracks and joints. Some crawled under the broken armor. Some bit the soft abdomen. One ant climbed toward the eye. Lin Chen raised the pipe again. Bang, bang, bang. The cracked shell split open. The scorpion thrashed wildly. One ant reached its left eye and bit down. The scorpion screamed. Lin Chen used the last of his strength to strike its head. The cave scorpion collapsed. The tunnel became silent. Lin Chen fell to one knee, breathing heavily. His poisoned arm shook. The system appeared. Cave scorpion defeated. High mortal beast killed while host was poisoned. Level 4 reached. Swarm capacity increased, 30 to 40. Beginner mission complete. Beast core detected. The ants swarmed the corpse. Devour evolution activated. Consumed cave scorpion core. Consumed poison sac. Consumed stinger shell. New evolution path unlocked. Venom ant. Proceed with first evolution. Lin Chen did not hesitate. Yes. One of the original ants stopped eating. Its body trembled. Purple lines spread across its black shell. Its mandibles sharpened. A tiny curved stinger grew from its back, glowing with faint venom light. First evolution successful. Black swarm ant evolved into venom ant. New unit, venom ant. New skill, venom bite. New skill, paralysis sting. Poison resistance increased. Lin Chen looked at the venom ant in his palm. It was still small, but compared to the others it felt like a hidden needle aimed at the heart. Then the poison in his arm surged. Lin Chen's vision blurred. Purple veins spread under his skin. He staggered against the wall, host poison level rising. Movement will fail in 60 seconds. Lin Chen tried to stand, but his leg weakened. At that moment, the venom ant crawled to the wound. It bit into his skin. Pain shot through Lin Chen's arm. Then the purple poison began flowing into the venom ant's stinger. The burning faded. The system flashed. Venom ant absorbed low-level poison. Host poison reduced. Bond level increased. Level 5 reached. Swarm capacity increased, 40 to 50. Basic swarm command unlocked. Command options: attack, defend, scatter, return, devour. Lin Chen stared at the small creature on his arm. Everyone in the hall had called it trash, but this trash had just saved his life. He laughed quietly, not because it was funny, because for the first time that day the pressure in his chest broke. You really are not useless. The venom ant raised its antennae. Around him, new ants crawled out of the summoning mark. The swarm had grown from 10 to 50 in one night, but 2 dead ants remained in resurrection state. The system reminded him again. Current active swarm reduced due to battle loss. Dead units will reform after recovery time. Warning: do not treat swarm units as infinite during combat. Lin Chen read the warning silently. This was not a game where numbers came back instantly. If he sacrificed too many ants, he could lose the battle before they recovered. He looked back into the tunnel. Strength required growth. Growth required devouring, but survival required control. The system updated. From this point on, Lin Chen understood the ordinary ants as the foundation of the army, basic black swarm ants. They were still weak alone, but every future ant type would grow from them. Current level 5. Current swarm capacity 50. Current units: basic black swarm ant. Venom ant 1. Dead units 2. Resurrection in progress. Next recommended growth path. Continue hunting low-level monsters. Search for wing-type beast material. Potential level 10 breakthrough reward, flying ant. Lin Chen's eyes stopped on the last line, flying ant. At level 10, his swarm would no longer be trapped on the ground. He imagined Zhao Wei's white-boned tiger surrounded from all sides, not just below, above too. Lin Chen slowly stood up. His body was bruised, his uniform was torn, his arm still hurt, but the look in his eyes had changed. When he entered Black Drain Gate, he was the student with the weakest summon in school. When he left, he was level 5. He had 50 ants. 1 venom ant. A command skill, and a reason to keep going. At the tunnel entrance, cold night air touched his face. Behind him, the darkness was full of monsters. In front of him, the city was full of people waiting to laugh at him again. Lin Chen looked at the ants crawling beneath his sleeve. "Tomorrow," he whispered, "we reach level 10. The swarm went still. Then every ant turned toward the darkness. The next 3 nights, Lin Chen disappeared after school. During the day, he sat quietly in class while everyone talked about Zhao Wei's white-boned tiger. The teachers praised Zhao Wei. Students followed Zhao Wei. Even the academy notice board displayed the top awakening results, and Zhao Wei's name sat near the top in golden letters. Lin Chen's result was not even on the list. But at night, while Zhao Wei trained in a private room, Lin Chen returned to Black Drain Gate. The difference between them was simple. Zhao Wei fed 1 tiger. Lin Chen fed a swarm. On the second night, he hunted drain rats in groups. At first, 3 rats almost overwhelmed him. They rushed from different tunnels, forcing Lin Chen to climb onto broken pipes while his ants scattered below. But the basic swarm command changed everything. Scatter. The ants spread across the walls. Return. They pulled back before the rats could bite them. Devour. Once a rat fell, the ants covered the entire body in seconds. They did not waste movement. They went for eyes first, then joints, then wounds, then the mouth. When one rat tried to shake them off, the ants crawled under its fur and bit into places its claws could not reach. Lin Chen watched carefully and realized the swarm's true strength. A normal summon attacked from outside. His ants attacked from everywhere, but he also became careful. When rats rolled, ants died. When rats bit down, ants died. Each dead ant entered resurrection state, needing hours to return. So Lin Chen stopped throwing them forward blindly. He began using waves. First wave distracted. Second wave climbed. Third wave entered weak points. If the monster panicked, he recalled the closest ants before they were crushed. He was no longer only hunting. He was learning how to command lives. By the end of the night, the system flashed. Multiple low, mortal beasts defeated. Level 6 reached. Swarm capacity increased, 50 to 100. Swarm control range increased. Resurrection time of low-level units slightly reduced. 100 ants. For the first time, Lin Chen felt the difference between a group and a swarm. When 100 ants moved together, the ground looked alive. On the third night, he searched deeper for wing-type material. The system guided him toward a cracked ventilation chamber where gray, moth-like beasts clung to the ceiling. Monster detected. Beast wind moth. Grade low mortal. Trait wing membrane. Recommended devour material for flying ant path. The wind moths were weak individually, but they could fly. That made them dangerous. They attacked from above, releasing dust that made Lin Chen cough and lose balance. His ants could not reach them easily. For the first time, the swarm's weakness became clear. Ground control was not enough. Lin Chen waited until one moth swooped low, then threw his metal pipe upward. The moth dodged, but the pipe hit the ceiling pipe behind it. Steam burst out. The moths panicked. Several flew lower. Jump. The ants launched from the wall and pipes, grabbing the moths mid-air. One ant could not hold a moth down. 10 could. They dragged the moths to the ground, covered their wings, and bit through the thin membranes. The moths shrieked. The ants devoured the wings first. The system flashed. Wind moth wing material consumed. Flying ant path progress, 20%. Level 7 reached. Swarm capacity increased, 100 to 200. New trait gained, light body adaptation. 200 ants crawled through the chamber. Lin Chen's breathing was rough, but his eyes were bright. Again. He hunted until the system's progress reached 60%. On the fourth night, Lin Chen found a blade mantis corpse half-eaten by sewer beasts. Its front limbs were sharp like curved knives. The system reacted. Material detected. Blade mantis arm fragment. Recommended devour material for blade ant path. But before Lin Chen could collect it, a pack of iron jaw rats rushed from the darkness. These rats were bigger than the drain rats. Their teeth could bite through thin metal. One lunged at Lin Chen's throat. A wall of ants rose from the ground and threw themselves between him and the rat. Several died instantly. The system warning cut through his mind. Swarm unit death detected. Multiple units entered resurrection state. Current battle strength reduced. Lin Chen's eyes turned cold. The ants would come back later, but not now. If he wasted them, he would die here. He stopped using ants as a wall. Climb the legs, break the balance. The ants crawled up the rats' bodies. They could not break bones with one bite, but they did not need one bite. They bit the same joint again and again. Dozens of mandibles cut into tendons. Venom ants stung the lead rat behind the jaw. The rat slowed. Then the swarm covered its head. Eyes, ears, mouth, nose. Every opening became an attack point. The iron jaw rat slammed itself against the wall, trying to crush the ants, but more replaced the ones that fell. Lin Chen recalled groups before each slam, reducing losses. This was not a duel. This was drowning. The lead rat collapsed first. Then the second. Then the third. The system flashed. Iron jaw rat pack defeated. Level 8 reached. Swarm capacity increased, 200 to 400. Blade mantis material consumed. New evolution path unlocked, blade ant. One ant evolved. Its front limbs grew sharper and darker, forming tiny blade-like edges. Black swarm ant evolved into blade ant. New skill joint cut. Lin Chen looked at the tiny blade ant and understood its purpose immediately. Venom ant slowed enemies. Blade ant damaged key points. The swarm was no longer only biting, it was starting to specialize. On the fifth night, Lin Chen entered a deeper tunnel where the beast energy became heavier. He sent ants ahead. 10 moved through cracks in the wall, 20 stayed near ceiling pipes. The rest formed a living carpet around him. That was when he found a small nest of sewer beasts fighting over a dead shell beetle. The shell beetle's back armor was thick enough that even rats could not bite through it. The system flashed. Material detected. Shell beetle armor. Recommended devour material for shield ant path. Lin Chen did not attack immediately. He waited. The beasts fought each other. One rat bit another. A cave lizard stole flesh from the side. The swarm stayed hidden. Only when the monsters were injured did Lin Chen raise his hand. Devour. The ants flooded out. This time Lin Chen did not swing the pipe first. He commanded. Venom ant struck the lizard's neck. Blade ant targeted the rat's rear leg. Black swarm ants crawled into wounds and forced the monsters to panic. The cave lizard tried to roll over to crush them, but ants entered under its belly scales. The lizard froze from pain, then collapsed as venom spread. Lin Chen watched the fight with a calm face. He felt something changing inside him. On the first night, he fought like someone desperate. Now he fought like someone learning how monsters died. The system flashed. Multiple low, mortal beasts defeated. Shell beetle armor consumed. Level 9 reached. Swarm capacity increased, 400 to 700. New evolution path unlocked, shield ant. 3 ants evolved. Their shells widened and thickened, becoming small black shields. New unit, shield ant. New skill, guard wall. Lin Chen looked at his swarm. 700 ants, venom ant, blade ant, shield ant. The academy called them useless. But if a student with a wolf had entered this tunnel alone, would he still be alive? Lin Chen was not sure. At dawn, before the Beast Tower test, Lin Chen entered Black Drain Gate one final time. He needed level 10. The system led him to the deepest outer chamber, where a wounded wind moth queen clung to the ceiling. It was not truly a queen-type monster, but it was larger than the normal moths and carried stronger wing essence. Monster detected. Beast Wind Moth Queen. Grade Peak Mortal. Core Wind Attribute Fragment. Recommended. Complete Flying Ant Breakthrough Material. Lin Chen smiled. This was exactly what he needed. The Wind Moth Queen released a wave of sharp wind dust. The attack cut several ants apart. Lin Chen hid behind a broken machine, but the wind sliced his cheek. Warning. Swarm losses increasing. Dead units cannot rejoin current battle. Lin Chen understood. If he kept throwing ants directly into the wind, he would reach level 10 with half his swarm unavailable. So he changed tactics. The moth stayed in the air, too high for most ants. Lin Chen looked at the walls, then at the pipes, then at the swarm. Build a ladder. The ants moved. Hundreds climbed the wall and stacked across cracked pipes. Shield ants locked themselves into gaps. Black swarm ants crawled over them. Blade ants waited at the top. The Wind Moth Queen released another wind wave. Dozens fell. Some died. Some entered resurrection state. Lin Chen gritted his teeth. Again. The swarm climbed again. This was how ants fought. Not one heroic charge, not one clean strike. 100 failures creating one opening. The Wind Moth Queen swooped lower to finish Lin Chen. That was the mistake. The living ladder exploded outward. Blade ants leaped from the pipes. Black swarm ants caught the wing edges. Venom ant pierced the soft abdomen. The Moth Queen struggled, but more ants kept landing. They covered its wings until it could no longer flap. It fell from the ceiling. The moment it hit the ground, the active swarm buried it. The system flashed. Peak Mortal Beast defeated. Wind Attribute Fragment consumed. Flying Ant Path completed. After surviving the earlier dungeon battles, Lin Chen finally reached level 10. The last monster collapsed inside the low-rank dungeon, and his swarm gathered around him like a living black tide. A blue-white system panel appeared, announcing that his swarm capacity had increased and the basic black ant division had reached its first evolution threshold. For the first time, Lin Chen's ants were not only increasing in number, they were changing. Red-black devouring energy flowed into the swarm. Some basic black ants trembled, their shells glowing with green-blue light. Thin crystal wings opened from their backs, and the first flying ant division was born. Lin Chen immediately understood the meaning of this evolution. Before, enemies in the air were always a problem. Now his swarm could control both ground and sky. The system confirmed a new command pattern, Swarm Split Command. Lin Chen tested it against red-eyed bats in the dungeon. The flying ants attacked from above, blinding and disrupting the bats, while the basic black ants waited below to finish them when they fell. The battle ended quickly, proving that Lin Chen was no longer commanding a simple ant tide. He was commanding an army. When he returned to Qingyun Academy, the students sensed something different about him. Lin Chen still walked quietly and did not show off, but the pressure around him had changed. Flying ants hid near the ceiling beams, while basic black ants moved silently below. During a summon control test, he demonstrated perfect coordination between the ground swarm and the flying swarm. Even the teacher was shocked. Most students struggled with one summon, but Lin Chen was already controlling two divisions at the same time. Zhao Wei saw this and became uneasy. He summoned his white bone tiger, trying to remind everyone that his beast was still superior, but Lin Chen did not flinch. The atmosphere between them became tense until the teacher stopped the confrontation. Zhao Wei left angry, while the students whispered that Lin Chen's so-called trash summon was becoming something terrifying. Lin Chen continued training at night. He knew that stronger enemies were coming, so he entered a new dungeon to push the swarm further. Inside the rocky cavern, he fought cave scorpions and a cave scorpion queen. The scorpion venom was dangerous, but Lin Chen did not let the swarm feed recklessly. He separated venom sacs, shell fragments, and beast cores, using controlled devouring to strengthen poison resistance. A poison evolution branch appeared, but it remained locked. Deeper inside the dungeon, Lin Chen encountered shell beetles with armor too hard for normal bites. He used flying ants to mark weak points and basic black ants to attack gaps under the armor. When a shell beetle leader appeared with a blade-like horn, the system reacted. After defeating it, several ants evolved sharp red forelimbs, awakening the blade ant division. Now the swarm had a dedicated cutting force. The blade ants proved their worth against iron jaw rats and blade mantis monsters. Instead of slowly overwhelming enemies, Lin Chen could now slice through joints, jaws, wing roots, and armor seams. The blade ant division grew sharper with every battle. Then, inside a poisonous fog tunnel, Lin Chen faced a poison mist lizard. After carefully purifying its poison gland materials, the locked poison branch finally opened, creating the venom ant division. By the time Lin Chen returned from the dungeon, his swarm had become a 4-division army: basic black ants as the foundation, flying ants for air control, blade ants for cutting power, and venom ants for poison strikes. The academy could no longer ignore him. A controlled training match was arranged between Lin Chen and Zhao Wei. Zhao Wei used the white bone tiger's speed and pale flames to pressure Lin Chen, but Lin Chen responded calmly. Flying ants disrupted the tiger's sight, basic black ants tracked its movement, blade ants targeted armor gaps, and venom ants threatened weak seams without striking deeply. Lin Chen's goal was not to kill the tiger. It was to suppress it. The white bone tiger was eventually forced to one knee. Zhao Wei froze in humiliation. The academy students were stunned. Lin Chen had defeated a powerful Earth-grade summon through strategy and restraint. But Zhao Wei could not accept this loss. That night, under pressure from his clan, he received a forbidden strengthening fluid. The Zhao clan elder wanted him to restore his pride, but the vial carried unstable power. During the next Beast Tower trial, Zhao Wei used the forbidden fluid on the white bone tiger. At first, the tiger became stronger, faster, and more destructive, but Lin Chen immediately saw that something was wrong. Black veins spread under its bone armor. Its aura was violent and unstable. When Zhao Wei tried to command it, the tiger suddenly ignored him and went berserk. Lin Chen instantly changed the battle from a duel into a rescue. Even though Zhao Wei had mocked him and tried to defeat him, Lin Chen ordered his swarm to protect him. The ants blocked flame shockwaves, pulled wounded units away, restrained the tiger's legs, and targeted only the corrupted black veins. The system warned that direct devouring might damage the tiger's core, so Lin Chen carefully isolated only the forbidden energy. The white bone tiger finally collapsed, weakened but alive. Zhao Wei was shaken. Lin Chen had not killed the tiger or devoured its core. He had saved both Zhao Wei and his summon. When the academy teachers and the Zhao clan elder arrived, everyone understood that Lin Chen was no longer a poor student with a strange summon. He had become powerful enough to threaten noble clans, yet disciplined enough to save an enemy. After this battle, the system revealed another locked path: Devour Ant Division. Lin Chen realized why it mattered. His swarm could consume monster materials, but forbidden energy, artificial cores, poison sacs, and corrupted beast fragments were dangerous. If he wanted to evolve safely, he needed a division that could refine and isolate dangerous materials. Far away, Evolution Corporation had already started watching him. In a hidden laboratory, an observer reviewed Lin Chen's Beast Tower battle and studied the way his ants evolved naturally. Artificial ant samples twitched inside glass containers, forced together with stolen monster materials and unstable mechanical energy. The observer smiled. If Lin Chen's swarm could evolve naturally, Evolution Corporation would try to imitate it artificially. Soon, Qingyun Academy sent students on a field exercise. Lin Chen moved quietly with the group, but his swarm had already spread through the wilderness. Flying ants scouted the forest, basic black ants covered the ground, blade ants guarded the paths, venom ants hid under roots, and shield ants began forming defensive lines as the swarm's protective branch awakened through defensive battle experience. When forest wolves ambushed the students, Lin Chen defeated them before most students could react. Later, he discovered mechanical scout insects watching from trees and stones. This confirmed that the field exercise was not only a school event. Someone was using it to study him. Thorn boars and synthetic monsters attacked next, and Lin Chen protected the students while gathering stable materials. At night, flying ants spotted a masked Evolution Corporation agent on a cliff. Lin Chen captured him silently, disabled his capture device, and scanned his equipment. The system detected artificial beast energy. Evolution Corporation was not only observing him, they were hunting him. On the way back to the academy, synthetic hounds attacked the group. They were laboratory-made beasts with metal plates, exposed red muscle, blue tubes, and artificial cores. Lin Chen defeated them with his divisions, but the system warned that their cores were too unstable to devour directly. This pushed the locked devouring branch closer to awakening. Back at Qingyun Academy, the teachers and council finally understood that an outside organization was targeting Lin Chen's swarm. That night, after carefully purifying synthetic hound fragments, the system unlocked the Devour Ant Division. Several ants evolved heavy reinforced mandibles and darker bodies, built for processing dangerous materials instead of direct combat. The swarm now had 6 divisions: Basic, Flying, Blade, Venom, Shield, and Devour. The Devour Ant Division changed everything. It could separate stable monster materials from corrupted energy, isolate mechanical cores, and prevent the swarm from being damaged by reckless consumption. A senior teacher witnessed the process and realized Lin Chen's summon was not evolving like a single beast. It was becoming a complete military system. Evolution Corporation reacted by accelerating its artificial ant project. They injected wing fragments, blade shells, poison glands, shield plates, beast core residue, and mechanical chips into artificial ant samples. The false ants developed force traits from multiple divisions, but their bodies were unstable, twitching with red-black cracks and blue mechanical veins. Lin Chen entered a resource dungeon to strengthen the swarm before Evolution Corporation could attack again. There, he fought Iron Wing Hornets and their queen. The Flying Ant Division gained improved aerial mobility, while the Devour Ant Division processed material safely. Lin Chen also spared peaceful crystal horn deer, proving he was not a mindless devourer. He consumed only what was necessary. Evolution Corporation's surveillance reached even inside Qingyun Academy, but Lin Chen discovered and destroyed a hidden mechanical scout insect. The Academy Council increased security. That night, an infiltration team tried to enter the Academy with capture weapons, but Lin Chen had already prepared. His swarm disabled their drones, weapons, and escape routes, capturing the agents without killing them. From their signal cores, the system traced the location of a hidden Evolution Corporation branch laboratory. Before dawn, Lin Chen left the academy and reached an abandoned warehouse outside the city. Beneath it was the hidden laboratory. Instead of charging through the front door, he sent the swarm through vents, cracks, and cable tunnels. Flying ants mapped cameras and sensors. Blade ants cut security lines. Basic black ants surrounded guards. Venom ants disabled weapons. Shield ants protected Lin Chen, and Devour ants waited to isolate artificial materials. Inside, Lin Chen discovered glass tanks filled with synthetic beasts, artificial cores, and failed insect experiments. A laboratory assistant revealed data showing that Evolution Corporation had been trying to copy his swarm evolution. Then the observer activated emergency defenses. Synthetic hounds, drones, and half-finished beasts attacked, but Lin Chen's swarm dismantled them with discipline. In the control room, Lin Chen captured the observer before he could activate self-destruction. He found artificial ant research files and a sealed artificial ant sample. The system warned that its bloodline was corrupted and must not be absorbed. Evolution Corporation was trying to create a fake multi-division ant army. Lin Chen collected the evidence and escaped as the branch lab collapsed behind him. After returning to Qingyun Academy, the system detected a new evolution condition, a Queen-class command unit. Lin Chen understood the problem. With 6 divisions, the swarm was growing too large to control alone. It needed a true command core. A mission to an abandoned mine triggered this next evolution. Inside the mine, corrupted crystal bats moved too chaotically for normal command. Then a red-black pulse spread through the swarm, and the young ant queen emerged. She was small, with glossy black shell and a crown-like red-black mark, but the moment she released a command pulse, the entire swarm became more organized. She did not fight like a soldier. She stabilized the army. With the young ant queen's help, Lin Chen cleared the corrupted mine and purified dangerous crystal energy. Back at the academy, the teachers saw the difference. The swarm moved faster, not only in body but in thought. The queen could distribute commands, stabilize formations, reduce chaos, and protect weak links. During a team defense drill, Lin Chen used the queen-led swarm to protect weaker students from training golems while attacking at the same time. Shield ants formed curved walls, flying ants marked targets, blade ants cut joints, venom ants simulated weak point strikes, Devour ants cleared fragments, and basic black ants anchored the battlefield. Not one student was injured. Zhao Wei, now humbled, warned Lin Chen that his clan had heard rumors about Evolution Corporation seeking rare summons. If they discovered the young ant queen, they would come for her. Lin Chen said nothing, but he understood. Evolution Corporation soon confirmed the queen's existence through surveillance and sent an elite capture squad. That night, rain fell over Qingyun Academy. The capture squad entered with anti-summon devices designed to disrupt command links. For a moment, the blue pulse shook the swarm's formation. But the young ant queen answered with a stronger royal command wave, and the ants stabilized. Lin Chen defeated the squad, isolated their anti-summon core, and proved that Evolution Corporation could no longer capture him with simple tools. The director of Evolution Corporation watched the failed capture feed and ordered the fake Queen Core awakened ahead of schedule. Soon after, an inter-school field exercise began. Rival school teams entered the monster forest with stronger-looking summons, while Qingyun students struggled. Lin Chen stayed hidden, using flying ants to scout and his swarm to quietly harvest materials. When Qingyun students were surrounded by wolves, Lin Chen secretly helped them without taking credit. He had once been mocked by them, but he still protected them. After the field exercise, Lin Chen discovered traces leading to ancient ant ruins. He returned under moonlight with the ancient ant relic, carried safely by devour ants. The enhanced young ant queen's command became deeper after touching the relic, and every division responded more smoothly. Lin Chen realized the relic proved that an ancient devouring ant swarm once existed at a level far beyond his current army. Evolution Corporation sensed the relic and reacted immediately. Their scout insects tracked Lin Chen, but his swarm destroyed them. In the main laboratory, the director watched the last images of Lin Chen, the young ant queen, and the ancient ant relic before the feed vanished. He smiled because the relic confirmed that Lin Chen's queen was real. The Academy sealed the relic in a protected chamber, but Evolution Corporation had already begun creating artificial ants modeled after Lin Chen's divisions. Winged copies, blade copies, venom copies, shield copies, and devour copies moved in broken, unstable patterns. At the center, a false queen synthetic ant awakened with a warped crown and corrupted blue-red core. When the Academy tried to move the ancient ant relic to a safer location, synthetic ant clones attacked the convoy. They looked like twisted copies of Lin Chen's swarm, but their movements were chaotic. They had no discipline, no loyalty, and no true queen. Lin Chen's real swarm defeated them by breaking their signal relay. The system confirmed that the enemy was using an incomplete imitation of the young ant queen's royal command. The director then sent the fully awakened false queen to Qingyun Academy. Rain fell again when the synthetic ant army attacked. Clones climbed over the walls, drones filled the sky, and corrupted command pulses spread through the courtyard. Lin Chen defended the students and teachers with the queen-led swarm. Then the false queen synthetic ant appeared, huge and monstrous, with jagged wings, blade limbs, shield plates, venom tail, devouring mandibles, and an unstable blue-red core. Its corrupted command pulse forced every synthetic clone forward, but the young ant queen answered with a cleaner royal pulse. The real swarm stabilized. Lin Chen attacked the false queen carefully, using each division to disable its signals, joints, and core without absorbing corruption. The false queen tried to overpower them, but its fake command began to collapse. Devour Ant Division sealed its exposed core, and the synthetic army froze. Qingyun Academy survived, but Lin Chen knew the false queen was only a weapon sent to test him. The main laboratory signal still remained active. The director, watching from afar, did not panic. If the false queen failed, he would awaken older experiments. At sunrise, Lin Chen looked toward the distant Evolution Corporation fortress hidden in the mountains. The Academy defense was over. The real war was beginning. The senior teacher and council elder prepared a secret mission. Zhao Wei joined Lin Chen with the white bone tiger, no longer as a rival but as a reluctant ally. Lin Chen accepted his help. Together, they traveled to the mountain fortress, with the swarm moving unseen through trees, rocks, and shadows. Before attacking, Lin Chen used flying ants and devour ants to map and disable outer signal towers. He understood that these towers controlled synthetic ant command channels. Once the first tower went silent, fortress security began to flicker. Lin Chen and Zhao Wei breached the gate. White Bone Tiger distracted the guards, while Lin Chen's swarm disabled weapons, drones, and energy cores. Inside the fortress, they entered synthetic ant production chambers filled with glass pods. Artificial ants floated inside blue liquid, assembled from stolen monster parts, mechanical chips, and corrupted cores. The young ant queen looked at them with disgust. This was not evolution. It was forced imitation. Unfinished synthetic ants broke free, but Lin Chen and Zhao Wei pushed through. Zhao Wei guarded the rear with White Bone Tiger, proving he could fight beside Lin Chen instead of against him. One chamber after another fell until they reached the fortress core. There, the Evolution Corporation director waited with a stronger false queen synthetic ant. It was a corrupted mirror of the young ant queen, powered by blue mechanical tubes and an unstable false queen core. The director declared that science could force evolution faster than nature. Lin Chen raised his hand, and the final swarm versus swarm battle began. The false queen released a violent artificial command pulse, flooding the chamber with synthetic ant soldiers. The young ant queen answered with clean royal command. Natural discipline met artificial chaos. The fake swarm attacked wildly, devouring everything in its path. Lin Chen's swarm did the opposite. It separated stable materials from corruption and contained dangerous energy instead of consuming it. This restraint became the key difference. The fake army grew unstable, while the real swarm stayed organized. The director activated a fortress core amplifier, feeding the false queen with more power. For a moment, even Lin Chen's swarm shook under the artificial command storm. But the young ant queen released a deep royal pulse and restored order. Lin Chen identified the amplifier towers, sent flying ants to mark them, blade ants to cut conduits, and devour ants to isolate the core. The false queen entered a berserk state, mutating its synthetic army with unstable wings, blade limbs, venom smoke, shield plates, and devouring jaws. Lin Chen responded with a complete 6-division counterwave. Zhao Wei and White Bone Tiger held the flank while Lin Chen focused on the false queen's core. Finally, Devour Ant Division sealed the false queen's command fragments without devouring them. The false queen collapsed, and the synthetic army froze. The director activated the self-destruct system, but Lin Chen dismantled it with the same discipline. Flying ants blinded cameras, blade ants cut cables, shield ants blocked sparks, basic black ants sealed cracks, and devour ants drained the unstable core. The self-destruct failed. The director was captured, and Academy forces secured the fortress. But deep beneath the fortress, Lin Chen found an old black-gold ant emblem. The young ant queen reacted immediately. The system revealed an ancient hive root connected to a forbidden royal hive ruin. Evolution Corporation had not created its research from nothing. It had found broken records from an ancient ant civilization. Lin Chen, Zhao Wei, and White Bone Tiger entered the forbidden wasteland beyond the mountains. Ancient ant symbols were buried in the sand, and black gold markers pointed toward an underground hive. A sandstorm attacked them with razor-winged insects, but Lin Chen used the queen's command to maintain formation. After defeating the sandstorm insect leader, the ancient route opened. Inside the underground hive tunnel, murals showed ancient ant armies, giant queens, and specialized divisions. One mural showed a humanoid black blade guard standing beside an ancient queen. The system revealed a locked future path, humanoid black blade guard. It required royal bloodline fragments, ancient blade cores, and a higher-level threshold. No new division awakened yet, but Lin Chen understood that the swarm would one day need a royal protector. At the end of the tunnel, the young ant queen opened the sealed hive door with a royal pulse. Beyond it stood the ancient royal hive chamber, filled with black gold pillars, fossilized crowns, and golden rune pools. The entire swarm lowered itself instinctively. For the first time, they were not entering an enemy base. They were entering something that felt like home. An ancient royal ant phantom appeared. It did not test Lin Chen's strength alone. It tested his control. The first trial focused on Devour Ant Division. They had to purify unstable ancient hive energy without giving in to hunger. Lin Chen ordered them to move slowly, filtering and separating the energy instead of devouring it recklessly. When golden shockwaves erupted, Shield Ant Division protected everyone and the trial was passed. Next came traps of golden blade light. Flying ants mapped the rhythm, and blade ants cut only the trigger symbols without damaging the ancient chamber. Then ancient toxin mist filled the air, and Venom Ant Division neutralized it layer by layer. After that, the floor shifted into a moving hive maze, and Lin Chen sent basic Black Ant Division to map safe paths, fill gaps, and hold the foundation. The ancient hive recognized that the weakest-looking ants were the heart of the entire swarm. The throne platform opened and revealed a royal bloodline fragment. Lin Chen did not let the young ant queen absorb it recklessly. Devour ants filtered unstable sparks, shield ants protected her, and the queen absorbed the fragment slowly. Her command became steadier and deeper, but the system reminded Lin Chen that even ancient power could not remove battle cost. Dead ants still required reforming time. A deeper passage opened, leading to specialized royal core trials. The first was the Blade Trial. An ancient Blade Core guardian attacked with 4 crimson gold arms. Lin Chen did not overwhelm it with numbers. Flying ants mapped its rhythm, basic black ants stabilized the floor, shield ants absorbed missed strikes, and blade ants targeted the joints between its blade arms. After passing the trial, the Blade Ant Division received controlled resonance from the Royal Blade Core. Next came the Shield Trial. Ancient walls tried to crush the group, and a massive shield guardian targeted Zhao Wei and White Bone Tiger. Lin Chen chose protection over attack. Shield Ant Division endured the pressure and protected his former rival. The Shield Guardian recognized the answer. Defense was not only resistance, but preservation. The Shield Ant Division received resonance from the Royal Shield Core. The Venom Trial came next. Ancient Toxin carried confusion and corruption, but Venom Ant Division entered the haze calmly. They neutralized each layer, while Devour Ants isolated residue and the young Ant Queen stabilized the command link. The Royal Venom Core strengthened their poison control. Then came the Wing Trial. A green-gold wing guardian scattered the air with impossible wind currents. Flying Ant Division could not simply chase it. Lin Chen used the air itself, mapping wind routes and predicting crossing points. Blade ants struck from the pillars at the right moment, and flying ants absorbed resonance from the Royal Wing Core. The Devour Trial was the most dangerous. The ancient Devour Guardian released a hunger energy that tempted Devour Ant Division to consume faster and take more. Lin Chen ordered control. The young Ant Queen stabilized them. Devour ants extracted, filtered, compressed, and separated pure resonance from dangerous hunger. The Guardian recognized that true devouring was knowing what must not be eaten. The Devour Ant Division received the Royal Devour Core. Finally, the Foundation Trial tested the basic Black Ant Division. A massive moving maze opened beneath the swarm. Lin Chen did not send specialized ants. He sent the original basic black ants, the ones everyone had mocked from the start. They mapped paths, formed bridges, filled gaps, carried injured units, and connected every division. The ancient Foundation Guardian revealed a Royal Foundation Core, strengthening the swarm's population stability and formation durability. All 6 Royal Cores resonated: Foundation, Wing, Blade, Venom, Shield, and Devour. The locked black blade guard silhouette reacted, and several requirements turned bright, but the level threshold was still incomplete. The Guardian path was prepared, but not yet available. A final door opened to the deepest royal inheritance chamber. The young Ant Queen entered with Lin Chen, Zhao Wei, and White Bone Tiger. Inside, 6 royal cores bent toward her. Ancient queen statues lined the walls. When the queen reached the throne, a memory awakened. Lin Chen saw an ancient battlefield beneath a shattered sky. Countless ant armies fought abyssal monsters crawling from black cracks. Ancient queens held their swarms together against a terrifying abyssal insect monarch with countless red eyes and broken crown horns. Under its command pressure, many swarms collapsed, some devouring each other, some losing their queens to corruption. The system warned that an abyssal monarch memory had been sealed inside the chamber. This was the true inheritance trial. The young Ant Queen had to prove she could keep the swarm together against monarch-level corruption. Dark command waves struck the chamber, shaking the swarm. The young Ant Queen stepped forward and released one calm royal pulse. The 6 royal cores answered. Foundation stabilized the floor, Wing restored aerial control, Blade sharpened direction, Venom purified fear, Shield protected the swarm mind, and devour isolated abyssal fragments. The battle was not physical. It was a battle of command and will. The young ant queen did not break. Her crown mark burned brighter, and the 6 royal cores fused into a crown-shaped inheritance light. The system confirmed the ancient queen inheritance. Her command range increased, her resistance to abyssal command improved, and her recovery coordination strengthened. But again, the system reminded Lin Chen that dead units still needed reforming time. The swarm was stronger, not invincible. After the inheritance, the Black Blade Guard path reacted again. The material requirements were complete, but the level threshold remained locked. Lin Chen did not force it. He left the ancient hive with the inherited young ant queen and returned to Qingyun Academy. The academy immediately sensed the change. The young ant queen's red-black aura now carried golden royal threads. The swarm could coordinate farther and resist interference better. But soon after, urgent news arrived. A dungeon rupture had opened near the border city. It was not a normal gate. Insect-like abyss monsters were crawling from a black crack, and crown-shaped marks had appeared near the city square. The inherited young ant queen reacted with ancient recognition. Lin Chen understood that this was connected to the abyssal monarch memory. The Academy Council believed he might be the only one able to resist the rupture's command pressure. Zhao Wei arrived with White Bone Tiger and joined him again. This time, he did not wait to be asked. At the border city, Lin Chen saw the rupture tearing open the horizon with dark red lightning. Civilians were fleeing, guards were exhausted, and the city square was collapsing around the black crack. Lin Chen immediately divided the swarm. Shield ants guided civilians to safety, basic black ants marked safe routes, flying ants scouted rooftops, blade and venom ants cleared abyss monsters, and devour ants isolated corrupted cores. The inherited young ant queen connected every division through long-range command threads. The border commander revealed that several anchor crystals were keeping the rupture open. If they were not destroyed, the whole city would fall. Lin Chen attacked the anchors one by one. The first was beneath the old fountain, protected by rupture guards. After defeating them, Devour Ant Division sealed the crystal and shattered it. A shadow of the abyssal monarch appeared above the rupture, countless eyes staring down at the city. The second anchor was hidden beneath a collapsed market road and guarded by abyssal larvae. Venom ants numbed the larvae, blade ants cut the base, and devour ants sealed the crystal. The third anchor was beneath a ruined statue, wrapped in dark root-like veins. Lin Chen cut the veins and shattered it with careful containment. The final anchor was the most dangerous. It was inside the black abyssal crack itself. Shield Ant Division formed a tunnel into the rupture while flying ants located the crystal. Blade and venom ants cut through command threads and larvae, but the monarch projection tried to crush the tunnel. Many shield ants entered resurrection state, but the tunnel held. The inherited young ant queen released her deepest royal pulse, and Devour Ant Division shattered the final anchor. The rupture began to close. The abyssal monarch projection screamed and locked its countless eyes on Lin Chen and the inherited young ant queen before fading back into the crack. Lin Chen understood that this was only a shadow. The real abyssal insect monarch still existed beyond the rupture. The border city survived. The system awarded major experience and confirmed monarch traces inside the sealed abyssal fragments. The black blade ant guard silhouette pulsed again. The abyssal fragments had pushed Lin Chen closer to the level threshold. After the battle, Lin Chen asked the border commander for all information about strange insect activity, hidden signal towers, or Evolution Corporation movement. Flying Ant Division soon detected blue mechanical signals beneath the city. Evolution Corporation had been watching even the abyssal battle. The signal led to a hidden relay tower disguised as an old watchtower. Lin Chen moved across the rooftops at night, with flying ants scouting ahead and basic black ants flowing into the tower base. As he approached, The system panel flashed. Guardian evolution conditions had finally been met. A black-gold cocoon formed from the strongest blade ant lineage and royal core resonance. Red-black light wrapped around it while the inherited young ant queen released a royal command pulse. The cocoon cracked and a tall humanoid ant warrior stepped out. Glossy black chitin armor covered its body. Its arms formed curved black blades, folded wings rested behind its back, and its eyes glowed cold blue-red. The black blade ant guard awakened. It knelt before Lin Chen and the inherited young ant queen. The swarm finally had a royal protector. There was no time to celebrate. Lin Chen attacked the relay tower. Flying ants blinded sensors. Basic black ants entered the tower base. Blade ants cut cables, and the black blade ant guard moved like a silent executioner. In the control room, Evolution Corporation agents raised their weapons, but the swarm disabled them instantly. The black blade ant guard cut every major weapon core in one flash. Lin Chen destroyed the relay tower core, cutting off the hidden signal beneath the city. From a captured agent, he learned that 2 more relay points and an underground laboratory route remained. Evolution Corporation had spread beneath the city for years. News of the destroyed relay tower reached Qingyun Academy and Zhao Wei's clan. Zhao Wei finally realized that Lin Chen had moved far beyond student rivalry. He was now fighting a hidden war. Inside Evolution Corporation's underground vault, council members stood before rows of new synthetic ant containers. After losing scouts, capture squads, branch labs, false queens, fortress systems, and relay towers, they decided to stop sending small teams. They would prepare a mass-produced artificial devouring ant army. At sunrise, Lin Chen stood on a quiet city rooftop. The inherited young ant queen glowed near his sleeve. The black blade ant guard knelt beside him. Flying ants circled above, tracking signals from the underground route. A blue-white system panel appeared. Multiple artificial ant signatures were awakening beneath the city. Artificial devouring ant army detected. Threat level rising. Lin Chen looked over the city with cold, calm eyes. Once, everyone mocked him for awakening ants. Now his true ancient devouring ant swarm had survived dungeons, academy trials, noble clan pressure, Evolution Corporation, the false queen, the ancient royal hive, and the abyssal rupture. But the next war would be different. Not student against student. Not tiger against swarm. Not even queen against false queen. The next war would be true ant swarm against fake devouring ant army. Lin Chen raised his hand. Flying ant division spread into the morning sky. Basic black ant division vanished into the street shadows. Blade ant division waited for the next strike. Venom ant division hid in silence. Shield ant division guarded the hidden routes. Devour ant division sealed the recovered fragments. The inherited young ant queen pulsed once. The black blade ant guard lowered its blade arms, waiting for command. Below the city, the artificial ant army was waking, and Lin Chen was ready.